What if I told you that I started with nothing? No capital, no connections, not even good timing, and still built my first $10,000 from scratch. Sounds impossible, right? But it wasn't luck. It was mindset, discipline, and learning how money actually works. The truth no one tells you is that wealth doesn't start in your wallet, it starts in your head. Every dollar I made came from a shift in how I thought, worked, and leveraged modern tools like artificial intelligence. From writing to design to analytics, I use technology as my silent partner. Today, I'm sharing the raw truth, the exact lessons that turned my broken beginnings into real results, and how you can do it too. Broke was my starting point, not my identity. When I had $0, I realized something powerful. Being broke isn't a condition, it's a mindset. Most people stay broke because they accept it as an identity. I didn't. I treated broke as a season, not a life sentence. I stopped saying I can't afford it and started asking, how can I make it happen? That question opened creativity. I used free learning platforms like YouTube and ChatGPT to study marketing, freelancing, and writing. I began seeing value where others saw none, like turning knowledge into income. Once I separated my worth from my wallet, everything changed. Money didn't make my mindset grow. My mindset made my money multiply. I learned to sell before I had anything to sell. You can't earn until you understand persuasion. I didn't have a product, brand, or inventory, just words. So I learned to sell ideas. I practiced using ChatGPT to simulate customer objections, write sample pitches, and test different tones. I studied psychology, storytelling, and copywriting through free artificial intelligence-driven tutorials. Soon I could sell concepts that didn't even exist yet because I understood what people wanted to feel. Selling isn't manipulation, it's connection. And once I learned that, I turned my first $0 idea into $100 without a website, just words. Because the moment you can sell, you'll never be broke again. I turned my phone into my first business partner. While others scrolled for entertainment, I scrolled for opportunity. My smartphone became my office. I used Canva's AI magic design to create logos, CapCut AI to edit videos, and ChatGPT to script content. I offered services on platforms like Fiverr and Upwork, writing captions, designing visuals, even generating taglines using artificial intelligence prompts. No office, no team, just a phone, Wi-Fi, and consistency. The truth? We live in the easiest era to make money. All you need is connection and commitment. The people who win aren't the richest, they're the most resourceful. I didn't need funding to start, I just needed focus. I treated free tools like million-dollar assets. Most people ignore free resources because they want fancy tools. I didn't have that luxury, so I learned to make free platforms my advantage. I used ChatGPT for strategy, Google Trends to find content ideas, Grammarly to polish my writing, and Notion AI to organize tasks. These weren't free apps, they were my digital team. Artificial intelligence became my silent mentor, teaching me faster than any paid course. When I couldn't afford a designer, I used DALL-E to generate concepts. When I couldn't hire an editor, I used Descript AI for video voiceovers. The truth? You don't need funding, you need functionality. Use what's free until it earns you what's paid. I built skills. Before I built income, most chase quick cash. I chased capability. I learned content creation, digital marketing, and copywriting, all powered by artificial intelligence. I used ChatGPT to rewrite my scripts 10 different ways until they sounded conversational. I practiced editing using Runway ML to enhance visuals. I read articles written by top creators and then asked artificial intelligence to break them down so I could understand why they worked. There was no money at first, just learning. But when my skills got sharp, clients found me. The lesson? You're paid in proportion to your usefulness. Build skills that solve problems and money will follow automatically. I used artificial intelligence to multiply my output. This was the turning point. Artificial intelligence became my productivity amplifier. I used ChatGPT to brainstorm daily ideas, Jasper AI to generate ad copy, Midjourney to create digital artwork, and Synthesia to produce explainer videos without hiring anyone. I didn't replace effort, I replaced inefficiency. While others spent hours writing one post, I could create 10, test which worked, and improve instantly. I used ChatGPT analytics prompts to study audience engagement. My time stopped being the limit, my creativity became the driver. When you combine human emotion with machine precision, you stop playing small. Artificial intelligence doesn't just save time, it multiplies it. I turned small wins into momentum. My first $10 felt like a fortune. It wasn't the money, it was the proof. Each small win boosted my belief. I tracked every milestone using Notion AI, which analyzed my patterns and helped me see what was working. That feedback loop turned effort into energy. Momentum isn't loud, it's invisible until it explodes. Every sale, review, and improvement became momentum fuel. I learned that success doesn't require massive leaps, just consistent movement. Artificial intelligence gave me data, discipline gave me direction. Once I understood that progress compounds quietly, I stopped chasing motivation. I started chasing momentum. I reinvested everything back into growth. Instead of spending my first profits, I recycled them into better tools. I upgraded from free to premium ChatGPT Plus, subscribed to Canva Pro, and started using Zapier AI to automate workflows. Every dollar became a seed, not a souvenir. Well, that shift changed everything. I didn't buy clothes or gadgets, I bought leverage. My first $100 reinvested became $500. My $500 turned into $1,000. It wasn't magic, it was math. Artificial intelligence scaled my output while reinvestment scaled my results. Reinvestment isn't sacrifice, it's strategy. Every cent you redirect toward growth moves you closer to financial independence. I learned to market myself like a brand. Nobody pays attention to hidden talent. I turned my story into strategy. I used ChatGPT to write my bio, Canva AI to design consistent visuals, and Hootsuite's AI tools to schedule posts. I built a small audience by sharing lessons instead of flaunting lifestyle. Artificial intelligence tracked which content performed best and even suggested hashtags. My goal wasn't fame, it was trust. Visibility builds credibility, and credibility builds income. You don't need 1 million followers, just 100 loyal ones. When people trust your value, your brand becomes your business. Artificial intelligence helped me show up consistently until showing up became my advantage. I eliminated distractions like my life depended on it. Focus is the currency of results. I turned off notifications, deleted time-wasting apps, and used Rescue Time AI to track where my hours went. I realized I wasn't broke because of opportunity. I was broke because of attention leaks. Artificial intelligence helped me automate repetitive work so I could focus on high-value creation. I built routines, not excuses. The world is noisy, but wealth hides in silence. Every minute you protect is a future dollar earned. The richest people aren't the busiest. They're the most intentional. Once you control your focus, you control your finances. I turned rejection into refinement. I got ghosted by clients, ignored by prospects, and criticized by strangers. But instead of quitting, I analyzed every rejection. I used ChatGPT to review my proposals and suggest improvements, Grammarly AI to refine tone, and Google Gemini AI to test market angles. Each no became a blueprint for a better yes. Artificial intelligence helped me learn from data instead of drowning in doubt. I stopped taking rejection personally. I started taking it strategically. Every failure made me sharper, faster, and more professional. Rejection is just free feedback from the market. Use it. I never stopped learning or believing. Even after hitting my first $10,000, I didn't relax. I reinvested in knowledge. I watched YouTube AI tutorials, took Coursera courses, and followed industry newsletters powered by machine learning insights. Artificial intelligence became my compass for growth, showing me what to learn next. But belief was still the fuel. Belief kept me moving when logic said stop. I learned that the richest investment isn't in crypto or stocks. It's in your capacity to learn, adapt, and persist. Success isn't owned, it's rented. And the rent is due every day in discipline, humility, and faith. That's the truth no one tells you. Turning $0 into $10,000 isn't luck or timing. It's transformation. It's mindset, discipline, and learning how to use what's already within reach, especially artificial intelligence, to multiply your output and scale your impact. The tools are free. The difference is belief. You don't need perfect conditions. You need consistent creation. Money doesn't follow motivation, it follows movement. Start with what's in your hands, your phone, your skills, your curiosity, and let artificial intelligence be your unfair advantage. If this message hit home, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, because someone out there needs to hear that starting from zero isn't the end, it's the beginning of everything.